Where
I theorized
if you were a prostitute back in the day, it was something that brought you shame, and you were maybe doing this to make ends meet. Now it's like, no, they are proud of being prostitutes. They are proud of going out to the highest bidder. And so
this is just going to be the sex worker pod.
Something happened in 2015.
Facts. That's how we bring in spring.
Slut March was a moment, I would say. It was a moment
when
good. The hoes were like, not only we're marching and we're proud to be hoes and we're topless and we're here to stay. And I was amazed by this hurricane of hoes.
A hurricane of hoes.
What is Joe Budden doing with Candace?
I don't know. What is Joe Budden doing with this whole humans type pod world thing that he's doing?
You know, one of the interesting parts was I had a time to reflect once, trying to set up everything with our YouTube, and I talked shit online yesterday, right? First thing I did, a guy rolled out the bed and started typing. And the thing that stuck out to me, what me and you do is, it's hard to create original content. One,
yes.
It's harder to do it when you do it for straight black men. And I'm putting straight in there for a reason.
Facts.
I'm not saying that it doesn't even matter. Take that how you want to take it. If you're offended, fucking come find me. But when you create content for straight black men and it's for them, it's by us, it's no money involved, it does become tough. And so when I look at Joe Budden's humans thing, he gets people who we would never think to interview and talk to, and he's creating original content.
Yeah.
Now, so he had the guy who killed Osama bin Laden, right? He had him on there. He had a dude who survived the World Trade Center. You know what I'm saying? In these interviews, when you watch them, those two is actually pretty sad, especially the World Trade Center thing. And the dude was talking about like what he saw that day.
Yeah.
And like the saddest part about that, they sat his wife down. She said, I thought I lost my husband for a whole week. Imagining that you thought your significant other was dead for days.
Yeah.
And then they come back home. Like, that shit's crazy.
That is insane.
And then the guy was talking about like, yo, we killed Osama bin Laden, but we had to catch a plane and we knew that we could die for the next 45 minutes. And we knew if we crossed over this border, we were good to go. He was like, but for 45 minutes, you just killed this person. You might not make it home. He's like, think about that. Now, I say all that to say, Candace Parker had a clip that me and you couldn't stop laughing at. And it was the clip when she was calling Ariana Grande all types of hoes. And me and you laughed. And we got to put it on the soundboard because it's hilarious. And Joe Budden, I heard it on Joe Budden because he laughed at it. And then I went to go watch the full interview. And he said, yo, I would love to talk to her. And the first thing Candace did was, yo, set it up. I'll talk to you. And the clips that I saw in Candace, I find it interesting because she said she was very focused on, yo, I kick white people's back in all the time, but y'all never hear it because I'm in a position that when I say anything about anybody that's black, that will be the headline to get y'all to come and listen.
Well, I mean, this just shows you how, I know y'all think Candace is smart, so forgive me now for all y'all that think she's brilliant, right? But this shows you how unintelligent she is, right?
Okay.
That she don't get that she can talk about the issues with whites and that they're just not paying any attention. But the moment you say something about a black person, particularly a black man, it becomes cannon fodder, right? Mm-hmm. It goes back to what we've been saying since day one, is that black men are just a whipping boy, right? Like everybody piles in because everybody want to kind of keep everything else quiet, right? Because as long as they can keep it quiet, they can do what they want to do. We're going to talk about the Nickelodeon doc a little bit later, right? And it's like, yo, but if it's blacks, right, that shit get ran all the way out.
Yeah.
And
the clips that I saw, and I'm going to listen to the Patreon. I thought it was funny because a lot of, the scary part about everybody is you probably, if you sit down with somebody long enough, you might agree with them a little bit.
Yeah, as humans, I think we Venn diagram 80% of everything.
Yeah. So when she's talking about how disgusting it is for Lizzo to be at the Lakers game with her ass out, right? It was like, I remember I remember the landscape of everything, and everybody was like, yo, why does Lizzo, even people that love Lizzo was like, why you got a thong out at a Lakers game? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it's just sanitary reasons it's nasty. Like, forget that his kid's here, you know, but I do want to focus on this. This is the Gavin was right segment. If you go back, I don't know, in the 20s, 30s, audio's bad, video's even worse. I told y'all that Amber Rose slut walk was full of shit. I stated it then, and I told everybody why. I said if Amber Rose gave a damn about women, if she gave a damn about uplifting women, then she would fix the problem that she's telling y'all. What she's telling y'all is the problem. Amber Rose started a slut walk and said, hey, we don't have freedom and liberties. We can't be free, and it's because of men. You know what? And the joke of it all was Amber Rose had a little son who was growing up, who was talking about she was using sometimes as a poster for the slut walk, and she never offered any classes, any workshops, any weekend trips for these little boys who will grow up to be younger boys, who will grow up to be men. She never had her husband there or Wiz Khalifa there, whatever they want to call each other at that time, to say, hey, bring Sebastian here. Let's talk about how young boys can respect little girls, how they can grow into teenagers and understand what consent is, all this. She did none of that. Her thing was, let's all show up in LA with our titties out saying, yo, slut. And that fixed zero. So when it shut down, and she used all these other people, whether it was, you know, the Breakfast Club was in there. Oh, what the, you know, I used to love the Breakfast Club. That's when they was good. That's when Charlamagne and DJ Envy used to ask Angela, like, so what's the purposes of this again? And nobody had an answer.
Well,
you know,
I appreciate Candace, you know, addressing Amber, but ultimately it doesn't have anything to do with me. So I don't.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke when it came out.